welcome back to my channel. In this video today I'm going to be continuing with the part 4 of the Mariola Bedeck PDF page, Tamed Wildness. Now before I get started, this was due to be scheduled for tonight, which is Monday, and I had it scheduled for 6:30 UK time. Now if anybody has seen that it was scheduled and was planning on coming and joining me on live, I really do apologise. It did get taken down at the very last minute. I wasn't able to stream. My partner was due to go out for a couple of hours and it would have given me time to be able to do the stream without being interrupted. And unfortunately where we were going got cancelled and I've had to do it in video. And if you haven't seen my live stream, which is what I was doing here, so the live stream that I did last, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the last live stream I did, I was doing this fur here on the wolf, and I'm going to be continuing with that today. So if you want to take part in this colour along and you didn't catch the live stream, it'll all be the same technique that I've used on this area there. Now I'm going to zoom you in, and I might have to twist you around a lot, so I do apologise because I am doing fur and I need it to be in the right direction and be able to get to the picture comfortable. So I do apologise if it's at a funny angle for you guys, but I will try to get it as best I can in that view for you. And I will zoom in as much as I can. Now the pencils that I am using are Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I'm just going to reel the colours off what I'm using from light to dark. Now the colours that I am using are cream, which is 102. It's probably not going to focus. Then the next colour is burnt ochre, which is 187. Then we've got raw umber, which is 180. Walnut brown, 177. Burnt sienna, 283. And then we've got dark sepia, 175. And then we've just got our black. And I will be using the black last. Now there is quite a lot of colours there, but I do like to really layer the colours down when I'm doing fur. I am going to be starting with a really light pressure. And I'm going to zoom you in a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that really well, as well as me twisting it around a lot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my cream and I'm going to base all the area where I'm going to be putting the fur. As you can see, I've already started on this little area here. And I'm just going to be basing this area down there. Just with a really light pressure as well. I'm just going to have to turn that round just like that. That way I can see better what I'm doing. And hopefully you're getting that view as well. It is really awkward when I'm doing fur. I do need to twist it around a lot. So not too heavy. You're not really going to see this colour. I will add a little bit more cream later on, and it's just a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to base it all over here as well with that cream. I like to use polychromos with there because they are an hard pencil and they do layer really well when you go light at first with them. And I'm going to start basing around here. I do apologise for flipping you around, but I do need to get it so I can see what direction I'm going in. I actually haven't managed to get any other colouring done. I've got 2 whips what I wanted to finish this month, and I have started a diamond painting, and it's the first diamond painting that I've ever started, and I bought a small one. I think it were like a regular size, 30 to 40 centimetres, off Amazon, and it's really nice. It's the Lion King one, and I've started that, and it's took a while. It's been taking a while, and it's took up all my time, and my colouring's been put on the back burner, and I love it. I really do like it. Obviously I'm gonna still be continuing with colouring, but I really do like the diamond painting. At first I wasn't too sure about it, but yeah, I really love it. And I've actually ordered another one, which is a 60 by 60, and I've ordered it off of Victoria Moon, and I'm really looking forward to that coming. I'm going to have to do an unboxing for that on my channel. But yeah, it's been taking all my time up with diamond painting, sorry. And then apart from that, I've just been, what have I been doing this weekend? Yeah, because I've ordered my first diamond painting, I've realised that I needed more pots. Do you know the little pots that you put them in separate? Because mine came in some bags, but they weren't resealable, so when I opened them, they ripped. And I went searching, I think I went to my local town, and I was looking at a few shops for some boxes, and I did end up getting 30 boxes, but they're a little bit too big. They're not really easy storable, so I'm going to have to order some more online and wait for them to come in. But hopefully I've got 2 weeks until my other painting comes, so I've got plenty of time to wait for it. And that's all I did at weekend really. My niece came round on Sunday, and she's been watching my videos with her mum, and she's got really into colouring, and I can't believe it. She's got all the Black Widow pencil sets, she's got the Artisas, what else has she got? The Castle Art sets, and she started collecting the Anna Lynn colouring books. And I ended up giving her my Cute and Creepy colouring book, and she's put me to shame. She's done loads of pictures out of it, and she comes round every 2 weeks normally with my brother and his wife, and she normally fetches her pencils and her colouring books, and wants me to colour with her. It's really sweet. She definitely looks up to me. It's really sweet to have someone to get interested and look up to what you're doing, isn't it? Now I'm going to start to layer my fur, and I'm going to try to make this video a bit more relaxed. I'm just going to be chatting and talking to you while I'm doing it, but I'm going to be trying to describe what I'm doing as well at the same time. Now I'm going to be starting, I've put some there, so I think I'm going to be following on this area here, and then we're going to be doing this area. Now I'm just going back from the burnt ochre, so it's the second lightest colour because we started with our cream, and I'm going to zoom you right into the area that I'm doing now. Hopefully that's, yeah. It is a bit awkward because I do need to see it at the same time as well as get it in that frame. And all as I'm doing is light flicks, nothing too heavy, so I can build colour up. I mean, with these pictures, they are grayscale. It's really done for you where dark areas go, which is always a bonus. And I am going to twist you around so I can fetch it this way. So just flicks into the middle, and I am going to try keep the middle quite highlighted like I've done around this area. Yeah, I've definitely got 2 whips that I need to finish, and I'm hoping to get them done by end of this month because I want to start some Halloween pictures. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any Halloween colour alongs, but I'm definitely going to be doing a colouring chat, something out of an Halloween book that I'm going to be able to do here on video. And I've just ordered, which I said I wasn't going to order anything else, and I've ended up ordering 2 books. I think it's by Jade Summers. One's The Cute Witches in Grayscale, and the other one's an Alice in Wonderland book. And I've bought them just purely to use with markers. Just so I've got something really fun, quick and easy to do. Right, I'm coming in now with the raw umber, and I'm just doing the same thing, just flicks. The flicks are random as well. They're not all the same length. I'm just gonna flip you around so I can come from that way. It is a bit awkward following direction. If you are following this, you could take your time as well, a lot quicker than what I'm doing. Now this area is going to be darker because it is in shadow, this area here. I'm going to come in with another darker colour now, which is the Walnut Brown. Yeah, my niece who's been coming and wanting to colour with me, she's only 9 and she's actually really good. The pop manga cute and creepy colouring book what I give her, the pages she's done's really nice. I think if she carries on at it, she's going to be really good when she gets a bit older. She's already really good on her colours. She's really good at picking colours and what colours will suit the picture. She's got all that sussed as well, and she's picked it up quite well. I have gone over a little bit there, but I'm just going to erase that later. Just going to put some more dark areas in here, this little gap here, so it will be darker. I am going to be going back over with the lighter colours as well to blend everything out. So as you can see, I'm not doing out too neat or smooth. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the black. I might just go over with this. Yeah, I'm going to go back in with the burnt ochre. It's the second lightest colour, so it's the colour from the cream what we used. So the second lightest colour, and I'm just going to go back in with that. I'm just Just going to put some more up towards here. I am trying not to get it in this gap. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a gap where edge page is, and I'm trying not to get the fur in there. I did do it on a practice page and I didn't think it looked quite right, so I'm just going to put some more here. And then that cream kind of shines through, if you can see that. And this is where I add my black now. Now with the black, I'm not going full pressure with the black. I only want the black to show up slightly. I do want the wolf to be brown. I have got the idea off of like a Spanish wolf that I've seen online. And I do want this picture to be in warm tones because I have downloaded it in the sepia tone as well. So I wanted it to be quite warm. And I'm just twisting that round again. I will go back in with that brown just to blend that black out a bit, because I don't want him to look too prominent. So if you're like me and you've just go over lines, don't worry about it, because I am going to be colouring over that, and I can always just rub it out. And then I'm going to put some brown in here with the sienna, so the burnt sienna, just where this strand of hair goes over. You can even add your own strands of fur to make it a bit more realistic if you wanted to add a bit more fur coming down over where the harness is as well. I think that'll look nice. We have got fur already put in there by the artist as well. Now I'm just going to go back in there over with the burnt ochre. So where I've put that black down, and I am going to try get right to the edge just so I can blend it out a bit. Like that. And then what I can do is go in with that cream with a really hard pressure into the highlight, and then it's going to make that nice sheen. I'm just going to go into this dark area and deepen that up with the black, and then back over with the burnt sienna. Yeah, I'm quite satisfied with that, and you can always go back in, you can smooth areas out, you can add more black, but that is the look that I am going for. And I'm going to be doing that same thing here, and I'm just going to twist it round a bit. I do apologise for the constant twisting of the paper. We'll try to do it in this angle and see how we get on. Now I'm going to start from the lightest colour again. Just going to have to rearrange my colours a little bit. Yeah, I'm going in with the burnt ochre and just doing the flicks just like I've done on this piece here. So I'm just fetching it up in random flicks. Nothing too heavy. and it'll all look quite weird and messy to begin with. That's the thing I like about these pictures though, the grayscale basically tells you where all the fur is, all the dark areas. It does take half the guesswork out of it for you. I have managed to persuade my partner to clear the spare room out because I'm wanting to make it into my art room, and I'm wanting to put a desk in there, and I've been wanting to do it for ages now, and I've not been able to do it myself because it's not my room. It used to belong to his daughter. She's moved out now, but she's got a lot of stuff from when she was younger in there, and I can't, you know, can't just go in there and start throwing her stuff away. And he's agreed to go in, sort it all out, maybe pass it on to his daughter if she wants any stuff from in there, and then the rest of the stuff that she don't want, stuff what we've put in there over years for storage, and that is gonna throw it out, and we're gonna get to decorate it, and it's gonna be made into an art room and like a dress room, and I'm gonna be able to put all my pictures up so I can do some pictures, frame them and put them up on the wall and make it my own space. It is going to take a while to do. I don't know how long because we've got a lot to work on, but I'm really excited. It's what I've been wanting for ages because there's no room. I am in the living room now. There's no room in our bedroom because we've got like a big double wardrobe. It goes all the way front back at wall. Then there's a dressing table in there with a mirror, and we've got like an ottoman, and there's just no room for to put a desk at all in there, and it's something I've been wanting for ages, so I'm really pleased about that. So as you can see, I'm not doing anything neat at all. Now I'm going to go in with the next colour, and I'm going to be using the raw umber. If you do hear any creaking, I do apologise. It's this table, it's started to creak lately. I don't know if it's picking up too well on, the audio, but every time I put some pressure on it, it starts to creak. Yeah, so I'm overlapping, doing different length strokes. A lot of these grayscale just come into the middle of the picture, but we're wanting it roughly to be highlighted in the middle. And it's just going to look a complete mess until I start to blend it out and smooth everything over. I am twisting my pencil as I go round as well, just to try keep that point a bit longer. I don't want to be constantly having to sharpen my pencils. I don't know if anyone managed to see my last haul video, last video that I put up before this, and I did show some books that I'd got at the end of the video, and I think the last book that I showed, it were right at the end, was it were like a spin-off, not a spin-off, it were the Mortal Instruments series. It was the Red Scrolls of Magic. It was like separate books, but with the characters of Magnus Bane and Alec Lightwood, what were in the Mortal Instruments, and they've got 3 books coming out, and I did get the first one, which were the Red Scrolls of Magic, which I showed you, and it's the one I'm still currently reading now. And there's a second one that came out on the 1st of this month, 1st of September, second one. I think it was called, what are it called now? Do you know, it was called The Lost Book of the White. So the second book what came out was The Lost Book of the White, and my partner noticed that I was looking around at books a lot in shops every time I went to my local Tesco or the Asda, and he says, what are you looking for? And I told him that I'm currently reading this book and no one's out and I'm wanting to get it. And bless him, he came home overnight and he says, oh, they've got that book you've been looking for. He says, I nearly got it. He says, but I didn't get it. He says it were on sale at half price. He says, but I'll go back tomorrow if you want it. I want to, sure. And I was like, yeah. I says, yeah. I says, half price. I think he said it were around £7. And the retail price for it is $14.99. And he started smiling and he went into the kitchen and come back in living room with book. And it were an hardback as well. And yeah, so £7 it cost. I was like over the moon with it. Because I am near the end of the first book that I'm reading. So it was really sweet of him. I'm just trying to get to the edge as well where harness is, because I sometimes don't go far enough and it can leave like little white bits. I do layer the fur up a lot, as you can see. Right, I'm going to go in with next colour now because I don't want to overdo it. But yeah, this table's definitely squeaking. Today I've not really done much today. I had a new Disney phone case coming that I was waiting for. My old phone case were getting really just, you know, shabby because I've had it quite a while now. And I ended up having it delivered to my mum's. And I ended up walking up there to go get the phone case. And it wasn't too bad because for September it's quite warm today. It's been quite hot. And then I've come back and I was planning on doing the live. And it just ended up getting cancelled because I wasn't able to do it. So I thought I'd get this video done, and I'm going to be filming as well, rather after this video or tomorrow. I'm going to be filming my entry for the giveaway, so it's how to enter, so you'll be able to enter the giveaway for the 500 subscribers. It's going to be for the Alice in Wonderland book by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I think it's Alice in Wonderland it's called. So if you're like me and you like Jasmine Beckett Griffith, definitely look out for that. I am putting a little bit of pressure on with this dark. And when I come to middle here, because there is some grayscale going in, I'm only putting it lightly for now. It's still going to look unblended until I smooth everything over with a lighter colour. Yeah, so I'm going to get that video filmed for the how to enter, and hopefully it's going to be up by middle of this week or maybe Tuesday, depending on how long I'm doing this video for, whether I can film it tonight, because I have got it all then to edit. Now the next colour that I'm putting in is the Walnut Brown. So we're going to put some of this in, and with this Walnut Brown I'm not going too much with an hard pressure because it is a dark colour, and we have going to be coming in with the sepia as well. So just a little bit like that, just spacing them flicks out. quite random where I'm putting it in places. Right, I apologise if I'm going quiet. I just want to concentrate a minute while I'm putting this darker colour down. I just don't want to put too much of it down. If you hear some trickling in the background, it's just the fish tank as well. I find it quite relaxing. But it has got like a filter pump and it is really quite noisy. And my partner on weekend, when we went looking for them boxes, he went to buy another one which claimed it was a lot quieter, and we haven't put it in yet, but we did plug it in to test the noise of it, and it sounds the same, to be honest. I said to him it doesn't sound any quieter. And it seems to have, since the lockdown started in March, he seems to have got an hobby with the fish. We had one fish, now we've got 5. He upgraded his tank, so we've got a bigger tank. And he's on about buying now an even bigger tank. And he keeps changing all decorations as well. So I'm just going in with sepia and putting random bits of this colour in as well. So at this point it does look a bit messy. But yeah, he keeps changing all plants that he puts in there, and then he takes them out and he keeps going to pet shop. I think he had me to pet shop lately. Every weekend he's been going. We do go later on though when it's quiet. We do know what times to go. It seems to be a lot quieter if we go on a Sunday late on. Just before the shop shut, about half an hour before, an hour up to half an hour, tend to be a lot quieter, and we prefer to go shopping like that, especially, you know, with pandemic and everything going off. Now I've got some of this sepia in. Before I go in with any of the black, I'm going to go back in with the burnt sienna, and then I'm going to smooth it over with the burnt ochre. Now with this burnt sienna, I'm just trying to fill up all the gaps where I've been putting the strokes in. I've been spacing them quite out a lot, because I do want my wolf to look brown, kind of brown. Now this area here is right underneath there. It's going to be darker anyway, so I'm just going to fill that whole area there. I'm just going to twist around a little bit just so I can get from the top here. Start filling in everything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this grayscale lines that come into the middle of highlight really lightly. So I'm not going too dark, too hard on that paper. Yeah, I think the old picture of this, I'm going for warm tones, and I'm thinking about doing the actual harness rose gold, like a rose gold, so it's probably going to be some Prismacolor pencils to do that. And the background, at the minute I'm thinking of doing the distressed ink in browns as well. Nothing too major, just lightly dab some distress ink there. Hopefully we'll see how that goes. I'm still not really familiar with using distress ink, so I'm not going to overdo it with it. Yeah, this table's definitely squeaking. I'm going to have to sort the leg on it. I think it's come a bit loose. Now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get to the edges that line with, you know, the line artwork. Just going to fill it in there a bit as well. So it's the thing with her, it takes a long time, really long time. I am going to now add some black. Now with black, like before, I'm just spacing it out a bit, and I'm trying not to go too prominent, so nothing too harsh. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on. It's going to show up anyway in this with that colour. I mean, you could make this a lot darker if you put a lot more of the dark browns and everything in, and you really put a lot more of this black in. Just going to move that into your view, sorry. I am just trying to concentrate on this bit. I'm going quiet. Yeah, my next project is the 60 by 60 diamond painting, and it's going to be for our living room. Rob actually picked it, and it's of a very nice lion, like a big close-up of a lion's face. But so far it looks, you know, it looks really nice. So hopefully when we get it, it'll be just like it is in picture. I think we have ordered it big enough. Now here with this black, really lightly, I'm going to go into these grooves, just where the grayscale is in picture. So really lightly, and I'm not going to flick, I'm just going to lightly shade over. Just like that. I think we can put some more here. I'm really fussy when it comes to fur. I always go back in and mess around with it. Now I'm going to go back to that burnt sienna, just like we did before when I put the black down. So with this burnt sienna now, I'm just going to fetch it a bit farther with them flicks. So it's kind of coming into the middle, but not all the way. just in areas, just like that. Right, now I've done that, I'm going back to my second lightest colour, which was the burnt ochre. So it was the colour what we used straight after we used the cream base. Now, this should smooth everything out a little bit. I'm using like immediate pressure for my flicks. Just going to turn that round a little bit. Just going to zoom you in a little bit more, and I'm hoping that you can see what it's doing here to smooth it out. It doesn't matter if you fetch some of this colour as well into highlight, just don't go too much overboard with it. Also as well, this paper is the Winsor & Newton soft surface paper, and it's quite an heavy paper this, and it's got quite a lot of tooth, but I do like it. So it does take me a little bit more blending than it would if I were doing it on a thinner paper. But it, you know, I really like to do my pencil work on this, and it does take watercolour pretty well. It isn't watercolour paper, but it handles a little bit. If I want to use my Neo Colour 2s or some water paint on it, I know I'm going to get away with it. So I'm filling any gaps up. If there's any white lines, any spaces, go ahead and fill them spaces up with this lighter colour. We're just going to blend it all in, smooth it all out, and just leave just leave a highlight in the middle. Don't fill it up too much in that gap, because we're going to go back in with our cream. I'm just going to take my eraser and rub a little bit of black out what I've put in here. Just fade it off a little bit, that's it. Now, because this video, I don't want to take forever, I probably would do it a lot neater, take my time with it if I were doing it off camera. I can always go back in and add darker areas to where I want it. And if you are following this, yeah, definitely take your time with there. It does take a lot of work with, you know, layering up. Some books, because I like to do my fur this way, I do have trouble. I've been doing a Jasmine Beckett Griffith picture in the, I think it were a first book, and I were using the new Monarch, so we're using them with some of the other Black Widows, and I wanted to do the complete picture all in Black Widows, and I was trying to do the fur on the cat. They were like a cat and a raccoon. It's the Alice and Snow White picture. And on the head of the cat, the paper started to go bitty, and I wasn't able to layer that colour. And I've tried to disguise it the best I could, and I've continued with the picture. And my raccoon's not gone much better. I wish I'd have just like lightly coloured it in rather than try to do what I'm doing here. So make sure you have got decent enough tooth for the paper, depending on how many layers, and hardness of your pencil as well. It does definitely make a difference. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with the cream, and I'm going to go with an hard pressure and fill everything in. Now with this cream you can run it through everything. It's not going to affect anything. If out, it'll smooth it all out. Just be careful around your black so you don't end up with black where you don't want it. But to be honest, it's not doing out on this paper. And if you want to deepen out back up with any browns or blacks, just go back off of that area. Yeah, so that's the look that I'm wanting to go for. So I'm just going to now take the Walnut Brown and just add some of this, more of the darker colour down here. So it's just a matter of going back in with your colours, just seeing how you want it really. So I'm just using this Walnut Brown to tone out the reddish that I've put down with the burnt sienna. Just to tone it down a smidge. Yeah. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to put some more brown in that middle? So I think I'm going to go in now with the raw umber, and I'm just going to start to put some more of this brown up towards the highlight, because we have got quite of a big highlight here. This is why I always do really light layers, because it does allow me to get a lot of layers on top of paper. It allows me to go back in with my colours if I'm not satisfied with how it looks. Depending on your paper as well, if it's going to allow you to do that. All as I'm doing is taking this colour and fetching some of it in, you know, in the flakes just into the highlight. Because I don't want it, it did look like it had a bit of too much of a gap of an highlight. That's it. That looks a bit better. I mean, you might prefer, you know, a really big highlight in the middle. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So the wolf isn't necessarily going to look all one singular colour. It is going to be different in places. So we have got like the cream. And what I normally do is in the darkest areas as well, what would be dark, just darken that area up, because it's not going to be that much noticeable with a load of different colours in there. So if you do put your, you know, a lot more black and dark brown where it, you know, like if it's a little gap underneath the hand here, it's going to be darker here. It's going to have some darker coming from corner there, I would imagine. So you could, you know, put more black in here. Just to deepen it up. like here as well. So what I probably will do off camera is go over the whole thing where I would want to add more darker areas, like at the bottoms from the corners, for example, coming up here. Again, I'm not going too mental with the black though. And yeah, like that. So let's have a look. I'm just going to zoom you out so you can see the effect. Yeah, so that's what I'm after. And I'm going to add a bit more cream in here as well. Going to go with a lot of an add of pressure just with this cream to get the, you know, a bit more colour with this cream through. And I think I'm going to go back in as well up here. We'll go with the raw umber. So here I'm just been really fussy and I've just like wanting to smooth this area out a bit. It's from where I left off on my live stream. But I tend to do this with her. I will notice areas where I want to go back in and touch them up. I'm sane when I'm doing skin. I'm really bad when I'm doing skin. But if I feel that something smooth enough, I like to go back in and smooth it out. That's it. Yeah, so what I would do with that is add more black into this corner here. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So that's the look that I'm going for, guys. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to time lapse the rest of this video and see how much I can get done. Hopefully I'll be able to get the full thing done. We will see. But yeah, so I'm going to put it on time lapse. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Now I have come back in real time because this part here is not going to be all, you know, like full fur like on the body. And I hope you've been able to follow me in my time lapse. So this picture, the grayscale, like I've said, is already in areas for us. And I've followed the lines of all the grayscale, and then we've got this big area in the middle and over the nose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in another part because it's going to take me longer than what I thought it did. I am going to have to blend where I've put the fur, like I've done my strokes. I might have to add some pinks, more greys from where we're coming to the lips, and I might have to do more shading. So if you noticed, I did this in like strokes, and I've also made this bit area here look quite rough because it is rough, and just around the edge of the lip. So I have really been doing what I've been doing here, and just the same technique, nothing too harsh, so always go in like layers. And around here it's not going to be as prominent strokes, so it's also going to be shading. So what I'm going to do now before I go off is just fill this area in with a darker cream, so we're putting more pressure on. I'm going with like a medium pressure because I'm still going to want to get everything looking right, and I'm going to want to put some shading on top. With this cream as well, if you needed to smooth any of your strokes out, just do it with the cream. I am going to be fetching more colours into this. I don't want it all looking like that. Now I'm just going to do it lightly here because I think I'm going to add some pink around here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white just around the nose there. And then we're going to leave that because that's where the harness ends. I hope you can see that what I'm doing. So I'm just basically getting my base ready for the next video. Because I think what I'm going to do for this bit, come back in with the burnt ochre. Actually, no, I'm going to go in with the raw umber. So we'll go in with this raw umber because it's a bit more of a cool, you know, toned down rather than it being too reddish. And I'm just going to lightly put it through the highlight, just like we did with that big gap there. And same way here, just going to fetch it. Just to smooth over everything. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing it really heavy-handed. I don't want a big prominent line. And this bit here is kind of coming down, so it's going in a bit of a different direction. I don't know if you see that, but it's filling it up, so I'm filling all the gaps up. And it's fetching a very light streak, so we're getting light, you know, flicking motions, but it's light as well, so it's gonna make this look like it's highlighted, so it's not too, you know, too much covered in fur. But we would probably have some fur around here as well. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'm liking how it's looking, and that's what I'm going to go for. So the second part, I'm going to fill this area here. I was hoping to get it all done in this video. I think I might add some more black off camera into this area, or some of that walnut brown, just to get it how I want it. I did tell you I am really fussy when it comes to me fur. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how that's turning out. I do think I'm going to add some greys and pinks around the lip area. I'm going to have some pink coming up, you know, underneath the nose, and a little bit of grey, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And then just basically do the same technique. There's a lot of highlighted area around the eye here as well. And yeah, that's as good as it gets for my fur. It is complicated. I'm not really the best at fur, but I am better than when I first started colouring, a lot better. So definitely, you know, as I keep practising, hopefully I'll get better and better as I go along. And this is a warm tone picture. The line artwork is sepia rather than cool grey. Now if you see the other picture, it looks, they're the same colours used, but this is looking more prominent. I think it's because it's the normal grayscale, whereas this one's warm. But I have used the same colours. I haven't blended that out because it was just a tester, but that's kind of what I'm going for. But yeah, I'm really satisfied with it. So look out for part 5 if you've enjoyed this colour along. I am sorry about babbling on a bit, but I did have to concentrate around this area. And I shall see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.